Hello and welcome back to what I wished I'd known about self-publishing before I got started. I am Karlie with Dragon Key Press, and today I am going to talk about registering your copyright with the U.S. Copyright Office. This is something that you will end up doing once you have actually fully published your book. You can't do it before then, because they want it to actually be published and available to the general public before you do that. But you should do it, and they do ask you to pretty much do it 60 days, or no more than 60 days after you have officially published your book. I'm kind of going over with the example I'm giving you, but that's a thing. But here is the address you will go to do that. copyright.gov/registration / and we'll take you here. Then you'll just scroll down. These are just kind of important notices. You can now publish or register 10 works at a go if you need to, or up to 10 works. But stipulations, all that. Feel free to read it. Then you're going to click login to your registration. I've already taken the liberty of logging in because I honestly don't want to share my password and stuff with you for obvious reasons. But if you don't have a account, go ahead and register. It's pretty easy to do. Doesn't cost anything to register. Once you've got all that and you're on your main dashboard, you can look at what's new, look on registration information, instructions, helpful tips. There's a lot of great things that you can do here. If you have any open cases that they are still working on registering, you'll find that here. Important information is going to be in red, links in blue, those kinds of things. Well, I am going to do a standard application. This is not used for a collection or multiple uses. This is a single application. And there's a lot of back buttons. Use the back buttons on the web browser, not on the actual browser, but on the web page. It's going to make sure you understand the exceptions and what you will need to actually complete your application. There is a fee for it. Last I knew it was $55, but I guess we'll find out when we get to the end. And you have the option of either uploading or mailing in a copy of your work. So we're going to just kind of wing it and run through this because I've done it before, and hope you can't hear the fire truck in the background because, yeah, there's a fire truck back there, whether you can hear it or not. Anyway, these are just reminding you of the exceptions. The standard application is for one work only, not a collection, not a bunch of unpublished works, blah, blah, blah. You want to do that, you have to go back and do it under register a group. But we're doing standard. So here we go. Okay, first things first. Need to choose the type of work. I am doing a literary work, but you have the option of a visual artwork, a sound recording, performing arts, motion picture, or a single serial issue, which is kind of like a magazine type thing. Just know that once you have moved on, you cannot change this, so make sure you get the correct one for whatever it is you are doing. Then click the box to say, I have read this and understand all of this beautiful red type that they put out there to make sure you don't miss it. And then you can click continue. All right, now we are going to say, hey, we have a new work here. And it is the title of the work being registered, or you can do a previous or alternate title, a title of a larger work, series title, content title, those kind of things. That one's if it's part of a collection. Everything else pretty self-explanatory. I am doing this for my book, Moving the Zoo. So there it is, Moving the Zoo. And we're going to say save, and we're going to have to hit save a lot, so keep that in mind. This is give your title exactly as it appears in the work. So it's basically taking you back to that page where if you were doing the multiple option, you could add multiple ones in there, but it's not. So I just have the one. This is the title I am registering. It is Moving the Zoo. Correct there. Continue. Yes, it will make you verify everything. Has this work been published? Yes. Technically, you can register your copyright if it has not been published, but I wait until after because then you got any little wiggles and whatever's already worked out. Okay, so this is where it was put out this year. It was published in the United States, but there's all the countries you can choose from. Let's see. When did I actually publish this? You know, I completely and totally forgot. So we're going to go over to handy dandy Amazon and see if it will pull it up for me so that I can say, hey, yeah, this is when it was published. All right. I had paperback and hardcover published at 2 different times, so let's go with the earliest one, which I know is the paperback. And it was published the last day of July, so now I can put that date in. Probably should have had it ready to go, but, you know, it's been a hot minute, so I sometimes forget. Okay, there's our publication date. Now, our international standard number, we can actually choose kind of a type here. We're doing the ISBN number. I do have my little page up here. Since I chose to do the paperback, I'm going to use that one. Copy, paste, there it is. If you have a pre-registration number beginning with whatever the pre-prefix, this is where you put it. But for the most part, you won't ever have to worry about that, so hit continue and keep going. And you see that there's this lovely save for you button, that save for later button, that if you need to, step away, save for later, and you can come back to it. Okay, here is where you add the author names and all that. I'm adding myself because I'm already registered on all of this. And again, it'll have you put in details and any other things you need to do. Say save, yes, this is right, this is good, da 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 da. I created the text and the artwork on this one, so we're saving that. So you can see there's different things you can do for that. I don't need to add anybody new because I'm the only one who actually worked on this, so I'm going to say continue. But if you did, had somebody do like illustrations or something else for you, add them to it so that they are on their copyright line and all that. Alright, this is where you identify who is making the copyright claim. In this case, it is again me. And you don't need to see all of the information, but you know, whatever. This is correct, I know it's correct, I looked over it real quick, and we are moving on. Yay! I don't need to add anybody else because I'm the only one currently claiming on this. Alright. This is anything that will limit your claim. If you have like created a book or something and then you wanted to add new content and you were adding that and going and copyright registering, and then this would be a little more pertaining to the whole thing where you could say, I'm only adding more text or artwork. But since I am not adding new to anything pre-existing, I am just going to click continue. Alright, here is contact information it wants you to add, who to contact in case there's anything they need to know, etc., etc. Well, I'm going to say, hey, it's me. I know the information's good, so I'm going to say, keep on going. Again, who is the person the Copyright Office will contact if it has questions about the whole application. Again, that's me. Put my stuff in, just add me. It's really nice to have the add me function so you don't have to put it in individually. Name and address to which the registration certificate should be mailed, because they do mail you a certificate that says, yes, this is yours. And it's officially registered. I can add me, or if it's something you don't already have added in there, put it in manually. I'm just going to add that in there because that is my imprint name. All right. If there is anything requiring special handling, it's an expedited service and will cost more. So if you need special handling with the claims and you have to give a compelling reason, pending prospective litigation, customs matters, contractor publisher deadlines that necessitate the expedited issuance of a certificate, things like that. I don't need any special handling, so I'm not going to worry about it, but remember there is a surcharge and it is not refundable. I don't need it, so I'm going on. Okay, here the application must be certified by the author, copyright claimant, or owner of the exclusive rights, or by the authorized agent of any of the proceeding. Basic just here, part of law, copyright law. Any person who knowingly makes false representation of a material fact in the application for copyright registration provided by Section 409 or in any written statement filed with the application shall be fined not more than $2,500. So make sure you actually have the rights. Otherwise, it's going to be a pain in your butt because that costs money. So put your name in as an e-signature, and if you need to add a note to the Copyright Office, by all means, feel free to do so. If you have an international tracking number, you can put it there. Otherwise, hit continue. Lots of continue, guys. All right, here is where we can actually look at everything. So make sure everything looks good. If you need to change anything, this is where you change it. Because once you submit your application, you cannot make changes. So make sure it's all good. All right, we got Moving the Zoo. That's the title to be done. Yes, it's published this year on this date in the United States with the correct ISBN. That is the author contributor who did the text and the artwork. This is not any new material, so I don't have anything to worry about there. The rights and permissions are mine. The correspondence is me. Anything sent should be to me, and I certified it. Everything looks good. Yay! Now we are going to add to cart at this point, because it's going to have you actually check out to pay for it. Oh, and it's now $65. Apparently it went up in the last 2 years. So this is basically everything that it's working on. This is a previous one, I do believe that is, you don't need to worry about, but here is what you do need to worry about. This is the Literary Works Basic Web that you need to blah, 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 and you will need to click check out. Okay, at this point I have already put in my copyright fee. I kind of cut that part out just so I don't give away any information that I don't need out there. Don't need people stealing that kind of thing going on. This is basically before you actually pay everything, make sure everything's good, blah, blah, blah. I authorize them to charge my card. It will process through. Take a minute sometimes just to do it. Then it will say, hey, yay, your payment was successful, or yeah, no, it didn't go through. And then once you've done that, you can hit the continue button. Here's basically your receipt. Honestly, I would print the screen just for a little bit of, yes, I actually did. Then you're going to hit continue. Now, we are not done yet. Just putting the title up there is not sufficient. You want the work itself to be protected. So we are going to select some files to upload. I keep this all on a specific drive in my lovely little files, so I'm going to go and find those files. I do believe I have everything in here. That is my cover. And then I need my actual full manuscript, which again is right over here. So we're going to say, hey, that's what I want. Probably should actually go and make sure that is exactly what I want. You want to make sure you're actually uploading the correct documents, just in case anybody wondered. As far as I can tell, it probably is the correct stuff. But you never know. Might as well check, right? That one is not the one I was looking for. So what we want to make sure, the one that I put in there, I have this all over the place, don't I? Let's make this easier on myself and sort by type. If I am not mistaken, the correct one I want is not that one. No. I think I'm actually in the wrong one, but I could be wrong. Anyway, making sure that I want, that should be correct. Start your upload. And it will upload them, and then once it's fully uploaded, you will hit complete, and then it will, you can also do it by mail if you prefer to do it by mail. It takes longer to do it by mail, just heads up. That's why I like to do it over here, but gotta double check myself real quick here. Make sure I'm actually hitting the right ones going on. Because, you know, you don't want to hit the wrong one there. Alright, yeah. That is the right one. Okay, we're good. I'm going to click to complete. And it is complete. No further action required. And you can click it for more information if you jolly well feel like it, so that it will say anything else you may need to know. But right now, I don't need to have anything else. And until they actually give me any kind of information further about this, I am, for all intents and purposes, done. You should get an email verifying that you have indeed put this in. My email should be over here on this tab. Why it's on 50 million tabs, it's just the way I do things. But it should give you something right over here. Here we go. Yay! Your application and payment were received. Life is good. And basically, here's your case number, because everyone will be given a case number. If you want to do so, you can log on and look at it and see. But then, printable application copy will be within 24 hours. And then however long it takes them to actually get it registered and verified, and then they send you a certificate. Okay, I know I was a little scattered there. I forgot about some of the things. Like I said, it's been a hot minute since I did some of this stuff, but, you know, it is what it is. So, that's registering your copyright, more or less, or at least an example of it, and I hope that actually gave you some information that you will find helpful, even with all my scattered little bits in there. Anyway, feel free to leave a comment, send me a message, so forth, etc. if you have any questions. The site's pretty straightforward, pretty easy to use. I mean, it's a government site, so there's some technical stuff. What do you do? But there you go. I hope that was helpful, and there we have it. I'm Karlie with Dragon Key Press, and I hope to see you next time.